constantly risking absurdity and death whenever he performs above the heads of his audience. The poet, like an acrobat, climbs on rhyme to a high wire of his own making, and balancing on I-beams above a sea of faces, paces his way to the other side of the day, performing entrechats and sleight-of-foot tricks and other high theatrics, and all without mistaking anything for what it may not be. For he's the super-realist who must perforce perceive and talk truth before the taking of each stance or step in his supposed advance towards that still higher perch where beauty stands and waits with gravity to start her death-defying leap, and he, a little Charlie Chapley man who may or may not catch her fair eternal form, spread eagle in the empty air of existence.
The word beat originally comes from the lifestyle of circus and carnival folk. In the drug world, beat meant robbed or cheated. Jack Kerouac brought the phrase beat generation into mainstream knowledge after hearing it from a good friend. It was once said he never intended it to be elevating, but the opposite. It meant beaten against me. The beat poet movement exemplified nonconformists. The poets were the rebels of their time. Their work became classic literature for future generations.
One of the most highly looked upon writers of the Beat period was Lawrence Ferlinghetti. He was born in Yonkers, New York, March 24, 1919, but was raised by relatives in France due in part to an unfortunate condition of his mother that required her to be confined to an insane asylum. He returned to America when he was 5 years old and entered boarding school. This is where he first began writing his poetry. During his youth, he was both an Eagle Scout and a member of a street gang, committing petty crimes while serving as a role model for his community. Not long after his arrest for theft, he was given a book of poetry, inspiring his later writings. After college, he and some friends hitchhiked to Mexico in the true spirit of beat. In 1952, Lawrence Ferlinghetti was introduced to Kenneth Rexroth, and the two started the City Lights bookstore in San Francisco. The place became something of a gathering place for writers and artists of the beat movement.
William Carlos Williams was born in Rutherford, New York in 1883. His early writings followed the Imagist style, influenced by people such as Ezra Pound and T.S. Eliot. Over time, he began to disagree with their style, finding it too European. He wanted a style all his own, something American. His declining health in the late 40s and 50s slowed him none at all, and he continued writing, influencing a younger generation of poets. He died in 1963 in New Jersey.
A well-known and highly controversial poet of the Beat movement was Allen Ginsberg. Born in Newark, New Jersey in 1926, an artist from birth. After graduating from college in 1948, he couldn't manage to hold down a real job. He kept moving around from place to place, job to job, writing poetry the whole time. In 1954, he was introduced to his soulmate, a model by the name of Peter Orlovsky. They moved in together shortly after, and the relationship lasted until Ginsberg's death in 1997. Ginsberg's most noted work was the epic poem Howl. Many people objected to the graphic sexual language. In fact, Ferlinghetti was arrested on obscenity charges for reading it in public. Despite graphic language, his poems often held political statements and dealt with topics such as Vietnam and Nazi death chambers. Many have compared Ginsberg to such American writers as Thoreau, Emerson, and Whitman.
William S. Burroughs was perhaps one of the stranger characters from the Beat movement. Born on February 5, 1914, to a fairly well-to-do family, he attended Harvard University, graduating in 1936. Many of his poems dealt with his experiences with drugs. In 1951, after a long night at a bar, he decided to imitate William Tell and shoot an apple off his wife's head. After her death, he spent most of the rest of his life in South America doing research for his future writings and experimenting with narcotics. He died in 1997 at the age of 83.
Jack Kerouac was a pioneer of the beat movement and became both its leader and spokesperson. He was born on March 12, 1922 in Canada and went to Columbia University. His novel, On the Road, was one of the greatest works produced by the Beat generation. It was a semi-autobiographical volume of prose about a pair of friends hitchhiking across the country, living the free and non-materialistic beat lifestyle. The book was written in 3 weeks and was one of the few novels he wrote defying traditional rules and conventions of the time. Kerouac's status among followers of the beat movement could be said to be nearly mythical. Truly, he was a man of the beat generation.
Carl Solomon, I am with you in Rockland, where you are madder than I am.
Madder than I am.
I'm with you in Rockland, where you must feel strange. I'm with you in Rockland, where you imitate the shade of my mother. I'm with you in Rockland, where you murder your 12 secretaries.
I'm with
you in Rockland, where you laugh at this invisible humor. I'm with you in Rockland, where we are great writers, same dreadful. I'm with you in Rockland.
I'm with you in Rockland, where your condition becomes serious and is reported on the radio. I'm with you in Rockland, where the faculties of the skull no longer admit worms of the senses. I'm with you in Rockland, where you drink the tea of the breasts of the spinsters of Utica. I'm with you in Rockland, where you pun on the bodies of your nurses, the harpies of the Bronx.
I'm with you in Rockland, where you scream in a straitjacket that you're losing the great game of actual ping pong in the abyss.
I'm with
you
you
in Rockland, where you bang on the catatonic piano. The soul is innocent and immortal. It should never die, ungodly in an unarmed madhouse. I'm with you in Rockland, where 50 more shots will never return your soul to its body again, from its pilgrimage to cross in the void. I'm with you in Rockland, where you accuse your doctor of insanity and plot the Hebrew Socialist Revolution against the fascist national Golgotha. I'm with you in Rockland, where you will split the heavens of Long Island and resurrect your living human Jesus from the superhuman tomb. I'm with you in Rockland, where there are 25,000 mad comrades all together singing the final stanzas of the Internationale. I'm with you in Rockland, where we hug and kiss the United States under our bedsheets, the United States that coughs all night and won't let us sleep. I'm with you in Rockland, where we wake up electrified out of the coma by our own souls' airplanes roaring over the roof. They've come to drop angelic bombs. The hospital illuminates itself. Imaginary walls collapse. Oh, skinny legions run outside. Oh, star-spangled shock of mercy, of the eternal war is here. Oh, victory, forget your underwear, we're free. I'm with you in Rockland. In my dreams, you walk dripping from a sea journey on the highway, across America in tears to the door of my cottage in the western night.